And we are live. A bit choppy, but it's only because it is morning time and there is no light. There are no lights, which is why the old, the old VTube studio. The first time I try and bring it up for the first time in quite a long time, actually. When's the last time I streamed? I'm sure you guys might know. Oh my goodness, we are back. We are so back. Um, Sadly, no Uma Musume, because I had like one of the most insane things happen the other day. Let's see if chat's working. I don't think chat will work on the side. We'll see if we refresh it. No, chat's not working on here. Chat is indeed, well, sadly not working. How are you doing today, everyone? I'm quite very exited. I'm very exited that we're back streaming. We're back with the regular schedule. I'm back from my break. Last time I streamed was 1 month ago. Goodness gracious me. Um, yeah. So where have I been? Where have I been? You're doing really good, and the weather is really rainy. It's kind of raining here. It rained yesterday. It rained on my parade. I was pulling up to uni, and then it suddenly rained on me. So there you go. Is this a Christian anime man pointing at a butterfly meme? Well, that might just be the meme of our YouTube channel. Wise Serpent Escara, grace be upon thee, grace be upon you too. We've got Tristan, thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. It's so good to be back. Wish there was an Orthodox anime. I don't want to spoil too much, but one of the video ideas I've got in the works is Blank is a Calvinist anime. So be on the lookout for that. I really want to look, guys. I'm back. I'm back from the big thing that I was meant to do. Where have I been? Where in the world have I been? I've done. I basically as part of my course, I had to I had to work at a school for a bit. Yeah, that's why I've been gone for the past however many weeks it was. Videos have still been coming out, and I've been really look. I think I think it's an amazing thing that even though I haven't been like live streaming, like we've got gems being posted every single, like, still being posted every single week, right? I think the best video from this month, this video up here, I don't want to do it on autoplay, and I'm not bothered to move around to check it, but you can see this one here, a Christian response to homosexuality. I did not expect this to go absolutely insane the way it has, but 20,000 views. I'm really chuffed with that. I love reading the comments for it. Wait. Before we get onto VShojo shenanigans. But a lot of the comments on this video, I just gotta share because I'm planning to do I'm eventually going to do like a video responding to some of the more atheist responses to this. But a lot of these, like, you get people like this who are whoops. You get people like this who are actually Christians, and have had homosexual relations in the past, and then they comment on the video, and it's really cool. It's so cool that we get this here, and that there's so many Christians here, like, trying to support one another, and so many people trying to pray for one another, especially in regards to this temptation. There are there are some atheist responses here. So yeah, there's I gotta mention that. So I will probably the videos a video responding to some of those atheist comments is definitely coming and in the works. So yeah. In terms of recent news, I'm surprised. I'm surprised I woke up to this new video out, which is "If God Real, Why Bad Thing Happened." If you haven't watched it yet, I'm really happy with this video, and looks like people are receiving it well. There is some atheist cope in the comments. So there you go. There's that. There's that. All right. With that over, that's our prelude. What is VShojo anime and why this is not a Christian anime though? All right. Let's provide some context. VShojo is a management company, and I'm just gonna see if this is safe for us. I gotta wait, we gotta do the warning. Is this the warning? Yeah. Why don't we make that massive so that we're covering it up. Just a warning for everyone. That like as much like I am sympathetic to the person who is being targeted in this yeah, like I'm sympathetic to the victim, right? Like this is a really bad situation to have had happen to Iron Mouse, and you know, like I want to cover the story for what it is, right? However, there is a reason why. Like I haven't been a big fan of VShojo. Not like I'm even less of a fan now of VShojo because of what they did to one of their talents. But one of the unfortunate things about VShojo is that they lean into that VTubing style of like hypersexualized VTubing, right? And that's one of the things that like it's part of the it's part of the modern VTubing scene now, right? Which is it's this section of VTubers who are just pushing as much as possible to be like their whole models, like their models aren't wholesome. Their models are are really bad. So for those of you struggling in the audience, just putting a preface out there because it is really bad. Welcome Palion's Remnant. Yes, I am indeed live. I think Henya is cool as well, but even Henya's thing is like it's really bad. For real, is that hard to make a modest avatar? Yeah, no, I gotta say. So I do just want to rant about this for a bit. I don't want to like I don't want to take away from the tragedy of this all, right? So I still want to I want to be as sympathetic as possible to these guys, and especially to Iron Mouse, right? Because something bad has happened to her, but we are also doing this with the context that her lore as a VTuber is that she is the queen of hell. Her whole model is based off of a demon as well. So I come into the situation with that context and with that awareness that she's not perfect, but an injustice has been brought upon her, and like that's the situation that we see for it. So yeah. So in terms of is it really hard to make a modest is it really hard to make a modest model? No, it's not. Like if we see the three new retirees from, well, I don't want to say retirees, but you know, if we see the three new VTubers who've come on the block, like Samiko Saba and Nimi Nightmare and Doobie 3D, no, it's not very hard to make like they're not the most modest models, right? But they made an effort. It wasn't like a hypersexualized kind of way. All right, so with that aside, let's look at VShojo. So VShojo is, I don't know, so in the, so forgive me guys, because I'm as much as I do love VTubing, I'm not like a terminally online VTuber fan. So I don't know I'm not the scholar on VTubing history. But as far as I'm aware, like what I thought about, right? Or like as far as I'm aware in terms of the history of VTubing, in the 2020s, from 2020 onwards, the two main corporate VTubing companies were HoloLive and Niji Sanji, and they were explicitly corporate VTubing agencies where you had to audition, you had to join, the IP for the model, everything about the model was owned by the company, so you didn't actually own the VTuber, right? You didn't own the persona of the VTuber. Like the company owns the persona. So that's why Gargura had to graduate, right? It's because Gargura isn't owned by the person, right? The person who is using the Gargura VTuber model doesn't own the VTuber model, right? It's the company Hololive who owns Gargura. So yeah, you're not scouring VT for rats. I really don't want to. From what I've seen from VT, from that message board, I really don't want to. I don't want to do it. It's just so bad. Welcome to Christian Plays, man. We've got the whole gang back here together. Far out. So yeah, anyway, with that, right, there are two main corporate VTubing companies. And if you really, well, the perception was anyway that if you wanted to make it big as a VTuber, you had to join a VTubing agency to do it, right? If you wanted the support, right? If you wanted to do concerts, if you wanted the resources, all of those sorts of things, you had to sign on as a content creator, as a VTuber for one of the two big VTubing agencies, and that's Nijisanji and Hololive. And you could kind of see what they mean from it, because I'm sure there were like indie VTubers at the time. Like the indie VTubing space right now is also it's a really big space, right? Some of the subscriber counts, even for all of the talents here, right, they're in the millions as well. So right now the indie VTubing space is pretty big. Like you can make it as an indie, right? You don't have to join a VTubing company. I guess the main, which is why right now it's kind of weird, because the only I think the only thing that a company is offering you, which I would say is an absolute benefit if you want to work for a company, is all of the brand deals, all of the partnerships, all of the collaborations that you can have with like other real companies. So I think that's the good thing about Hololive, which is why like I liked Gargura being part of Hololive. It's because she was able to do like voice acting for aquariums, right? There was a collaboration with her to voice act at an aquarium, for example, or she would do like voice lines for I think it was Tokyo Skytree, or there's collaborations with the Los Angeles Dodgers, right? So these sorts of things, I'm sure they could happen if you were an indie, right? Like if you were negotiating by yourself as an indie, or if you're negotiating with your manager as an indie, but you're way more likely to have brand collaborations, or do all of those cool things that a lot of the Hololive girls still do today, like do VTubing concerts as well. You have way more of the backing and way more of the resources and the infrastructure to actually do that if you're part of a VTubing company. Now, how does VShojo fit into all of this? So VShojo is like the third wheel. It's the third agency that rises up, I think also in that period. And their whole thing, I gotta put it up on here. Where is it? It's here. Whoops. Let's remove the profanity warning. Their whole thing is here, right? Which is talent freedom. And this is kind of ironic considering the situation today. So talent freedom is the big thing that VShojo is like pushing, right? Which is like, if you join a corporation, if you join like one of the, if you try audition for Hololive or Nijisanji, you're going to be boxed in by all of those corporate regulations and corporate rules. And VShojo is like, nope, if you join our company, you get talent freedom. No. This is I think at its core, VShojo doesn't actually make sense because if there isn't like if yeah, you may have talent freedom, but there's a reason why these corporations exist, right? There's a reason why Hololive is a really successful VTubing company. It's because it's able to, it's because Hololive is like, it's the, it's a structure that, where it has talents, right? It it provides services to its talents through like concerts and 3D lives and all of the other collaborations, right? Like there's a purpose for there's a reason for Hololive to exist, and it's actually sustainable for them to actually have get the money to do that. But to me, like I never understood why VShojo existed because like they were able to still do brand collabs. Um, but is that literally the only thing that they were offering? There wasn't really anything that VShojo was offering. So yeah, talent is equal to freedom. No, as in like the if you join up as a talent for VShojo, you're able to have the freedom to do whatever you want, basically. So yeah, VShojo's concept is weird for sure, and yeah, like even for me, like I never understood the appeal of it. Right? Well, I understood the appeal that you joined the company to have talent freedom, but then what's the point of your company then? Like, what are you actually offering? The freedom to leave your workers unpaid until September 2024. For real, for real. For a bit, Shoujo felt like a retirement home. Yeah, I know. Like I know Kason and the other girl. I can't remember her name now. But they left they left Hololive to join VShojo. But I think the main the founding members of VShojo, right, were like were all indie VTubers, right? They were all indie VTubers who joined together, pulled up a bunch of resources, and then they made up this company. Maybe a sense of security. I mean, that's the but the thing is, right? Like, why not just make like an independent grouping, right? If you wanted to really make a maybe that's the appeal, right? Which is it's more than just a grouping of VTubers. So if you wanted a VTuber grouping, so that you could have a group of friends that you would be really easily readily able to collab with you, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what a VTuber grouping would give you. And then the full corporate is like, yep, you have all of these resources, and then somewhere in the middle, you're still able to have the resources to pull together, and you're able to represent yourself as a brand. I'm not a really big fan of VTubing stuff, but honestly, I prefer Christian VTubers. Yeah, no, Christian VTubers are absolutely, they're really cool. I think that's the whole point of it. Man, I'm about to sneeze, so give me a second. Sorry, guys. My sincerest apologies, chat. It is so chilly here. It is. Um, oh my goodness. I don't even want to guess what the temperature might be right now. All right. The only other Christian VTubers I know besides Podcast On are Silent Bell and Celeste. Yeah, I think it's just so there are a bunch of Christian VTubers now. Um I hope look, I have all the best for them, right? I have all the best. Like if you want to be a VTuber, um and if you want to be like a very explicitly Christian VTuber, I think all the best for it. Um so yeah, that's all I kind of have to say, because I think it's like we've got so many people now. I think the only thing that's really stopping you is your ability to stream. And I think if you are a consistent streamer, if you show up every day, if you um, provide something for the audience who is waiting for you, I think that's you've got everything that's everything. You've got the foundations there, right? So yeah. Noxtaku got vindicated. Man, I don't even want to touch that controversy. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, Silent Bell is spelt differently. I'm planning of becoming a VTuber as well and wanted to evangelize while having a lore/personality to my model. That's amazing. Every Christian has a VTuber model now as part of discipleship. For real, for real. For real, for real. All right, so that's VShojo. I think hopefully I've explained enough what the whole point of VShojo, right? And why this company exists in the first place, but also some of the flaws, right? Like you can kind of see from the models here as well that especially someone like Project Melody is really problematic because of where she how she started VTubing, right? She started VTubing as on unwholesome sites, which are 18 plus. So there you go. Some of these other guys as well, like yeah, it's that's why I personally don't have a stake in this, right? Because I don't watch the VShojo girls because it's like because of how kind of unwholesome they were. There are pockets of wholesomeness, but overall there's not a lot of wholesomeness as well. Not to say all the models are tame, just that the graphic is pretty muted. Yeah, no, this graphic here, this is a pretty good representation of it. I like it's not too bad, right? Because most of them are covered. So yeah. All right, with that, let's get into the story. So why is VShojo not a Christian anime? So we know why VShojo is not a Christian anime. It's because it's not wholesome. Most of the appeal is of the VTuber models is from the hypersexualization, right? The big jiggle physics. So with that, let's read. Let's read why VShojo is currently in shambles. We've got our source from Dexerto. Multiple VTubers have made the decision to leave VShojo just one day after Iron Mouse left the organization, alleging they didn't pay $500,000 owed to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And I think this situation is one where it's like, so when I was looking on Twitter and seeing this all play out, I think it was yesterday. I was in class yesterday. I was like, how do you fumble this hard? It's like so this is one of the really I do want to appreciate Iron Mouse here. So this isn't like me just so that it's not just judgment being placed upon her. Like Iron Mouse, I think, is actually the epitome of what VTubing can do, and is the peak of why VTubing exists in the first place, right? I don't know the specifics of it all, but I'm aware that Mouse has a health condition that it's a debilitating health condition, so much so that she might not be comfortable enough, like actually streaming herself, right? Streaming in front of a camera, and that's why the VTuber model is there. It's because she's able to do VTubing, right? And she's still able to stream through VTubing, and I think that's why I think, as much as Mouse's lore is really cringe, Mouse herself is like the epitome of what you can do with VTubing, and she is admirable in that sense that she's able to to achieve her dreams as a streamer through VTubing. And I think that's an amazing thing, and it's an amazing story, and why I think, like, this is why I love VTubing as well, because like I don't want to stream in front of a camera. I want to stream in front of a cool VTuber, right? That's the it's a personality. Like I get to play a character for you guys, and you are able to get entertained by my character. That's the beautiful thing about VTubing, and why I'm a VTuber, right? So, one of the other things that Mouse is also really well known for is like these really long charity streams that she's able to do. It's really cool she's able to do that. I think it's an amazing thing. Like from the numbers anyway, it looks like she raised like $500,000 for her to be able to do that for immune deficiency. That's an amazing thing. She literally cannot go out in public. She practically has no immune system. I see. So that's the health condition she has. Stealing $500,000 from a charity is awful, even by VTuber corporate standard. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? You as much as like Hololive is a pretty clean company. It doesn't look like anything's going on there, right? As much as they're losing a lot of talent, right? I think I've expressed this opinion before in the past, but the main problem, the main reason why talents leave Hololive is because the talents were specifically wanting to join an agency that just had like VTubing and streaming, and most of the talents are leaving because Hololive wants to become more global, right? They want to, like, the whole dream that Yago had was to have an idol company, right? An idol VTubing agency. And of course, all of the people who have left, I think it makes sense for them, considering they may not be up to they may not want to have the make that commitment to the VTubing agency. And as we can see from Nimmy Nightmare, I'm not saying that Nimmy Nightmare was anyway associated with Hololive, but with recent developments in Nimmy Nightmare's personal life, you could kind of see why a career in Hololive might impede some of those other ambitions that someone like Nimmy might have. So there you go. And Niji Sanji, which is like the really bad company, like even Niji Sanji, I don't think Niji Sanji would steal $500,000 from charity, right? That's the thing. It's Nimi's announcement was kind of overshadowed a bit. Man, I haven't been watching Nimi for a while, so maybe look, I wasn't aware. The Immune Deficiency Foundation specifically mentions her in their annual reports. Apparently, that's how much money she raises. Oh, really? That's really good. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So there you go. So yeah. Oh, also, yeah. I do want to shout out Nimi for being absolutely based. Let's see, Nimi Nightmare. Look, I was shocked. Let's break up this bad news with some really good news. Let's see. Here we go. News from Nimi Nightmare. I got this from somewhere. I don't know where I was exactly when I when I heard the news, but this is basically a 9/11 for 4chan. This might be an unexpected thing for me to announce, but I'm getting married. Alongside streaming, having a family of my own has always been a dream of mine. I don't usually talk about my personal life, but it's something that's important to me, and it'll come up sooner or later, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you. As long as there are people cheering for me, I'll keep streaming and trying my best to make you laugh. Thank you for supporting me always, and I hope to keep VTubing through every stage of my life, even when I'm a grandma. So if you're along for the ride with me, I appreciate you so much. So really, really cool, very based, right there for the Nimi Nightmare. All right, so yeah, it's very, very cool. Niji Sanji is like a guy who steals candy from a baby, while VShojo is the Joker, for real, for real. I noticed that live chat is not working on your screen. Yeah, it's a weird thing that happens. I don't really want to do it. Haruhi Aisaka, thank you for the 3,200 yen. The blessed VTuber ever is the Blessed Virgin Mary. You know, the greatest VTuber ever is the Blessed Virgin Mary. You know what? I don't know about that. I don't know if she would be a VTuber in our day and age, but yeah, there you go. So with that, let's continue. I want to see. Yeah, this article goes on for a while, but those are the allegations. On July 21st, Iron Mouse shocked the streaming world by announcing she was quitting VShojo. In a scathing YouTube video, the streamer claimed that the VTuber agency owed her money and hadn't paid the Immune Deficiency Foundation the $500,000 that she made through her record-breaking subathon. Following Iron Mouse's decision to leave, more creators have publicly announced their departures from VShojo, and I just want to cover all of those people. Oh, really? I am so sorry, Haruhi. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I just want to see who are the current, who are the people who have actually left VShojo. Well, I don't think they've practically left VShojo, right? Because I think the way that people have kind of discerned this is that all of these streamers have removed the VShojo tag from their, like, they still have the VShojo brand icon, but they've like removed it from like their official name. So I'm pretty sure this is literally all of the VShojo talent who have removed their the VShojo brand name from their Twitter name. So it's yeah. it's insane. That's absolutely insane. I do want to see let's see Iron Mouse's actual video. So yeah, I wanna see it. So yeah. How many VTubers in VShojo got quit after that happened? Give me a second. So I'm pretty sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, how do you fumble this hard? 13, all 13. So they used to be on 14 with Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse leaves, leaving 13 members behind, and all 13 of those VShojo members leave. That is absolutely insane. Man, that's I don't think, like, even Niji Sanji wouldn't fumble that hard. I gotta say, like, I'm Niji Sanji doesn't even they don't fumble this hard. All right. I guess I don't want to watch the whole video, but we're just gonna see. Are there important parts here? Okay, cool. No, it's just here. Oh, whoops. They're muted.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is...
Oh, whoops, my bad. Professional stream here, guys. Goodness gracious.
Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story. But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now...
So that's the main story, right? And I think, again, like, it's just... how scummy you. It's just like whoever is in like management, and whoever made this decision, right? Like, how do you, how does that come through your mind, right? How does that like, how do you comprehend that in your mind, right? To 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 do that. It's just, I like what's the thought process, right? that 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 allows you to do this, right? Truth be told, methinks this is not the kind of situation you use a VTuber model for. I mean, you just do it. I mean, you don't like show your, you still don't show your face, right? I think that's the thing. If VShojo ownership is not fleeing into the Amazon rainforest right now, they are cooked. But that's the thing as well. Like, you kind of have like a sneaking suspicion in terms of the financial proceedings of this company, right? Because again, as I said at the start, right, I don't understand why VShojo exists, right? And I don't understand what the what is the monetization strategy here, which is why if they did take 500,000, if they do owe 500,000 to this charity, and they had to pocket it for whatever reason, it just goes to show you the financial state of this company, and why it was unsustainable in the first place. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah. That's insane. Man, that's absolutely insane. All right, let's but I've said enough about, like, I've said enough about Mouse. I want to hear let's hear her introduce herself as it is. So, yeah.
Now that this might be the first time you were ever watching me, I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream.
And again, it's like I'd hate to interrupt her while she's in her most vulnerable moment, but like, I think she just encapsulate. I tried to encapsulate that reason why VTubing is so amazing in my opening, like in the intro to the stream, but I think she just did that absolutely perfectly, and that's why VTubing is amazing. That's why I'm a VTuber, because like it's that's why I'm a VTuber. I'm not comfortable in my own body, right? Like I gotta put up the VTubing rig up. And I also don't have the money for a camera either. So I had the money for a model, just not for a camera. So I think those are the sorts of things that that are amazing about VTubing, and why I'm also like, I also love it as a medium, and you can see with Mouse as well, like someone like her, like it can absolutely it could absolutely change her life, and it did change her life, and that's why it's an amazing thing. She's an amazing person to celebrate in that regard, right? So yeah.
And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo, and it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today. when I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people.
Just to clarify, I don't think she's gonna quit. Like she's quit VShojo. She's still gonna continue streaming as an indie because like that. So that's another thing about like VShojo's agreement, right? Which is you sign on as onto the VShojo company. You keep the intellectual property of your streamer, like of the VTuber model that you you play around with. So yeah. Does VShojo have some concerns about her health? Like she's very serious. I mean, I'm sure that was a concern, but like as you can see, like there, like I think for because I could never imagine, right? Like it's situations like this, right? Which I could never imagine being put in a situation like that. Yet these are the sorts of feelings that one feels when you are in a situation like that. And I think she's very brave for putting herself like explaining this in her video. And yeah, it's just it's an amazing thing that what she's been able to do, right? Like and I do want to say like she's not unhireable. Like she's shown that she is competent. she is competent at streaming. She's able to do something, right? That her immune deficiency isn't something that stops her, right? It may stop her from pursuing other career options, but she's still able to do something, that she's still able to contribute to society by being an entertainer. And I think it's an amazing thing. So yeah, she can still do VTubing stuff after she quits VShojo. So yeah.
It always ends in grief for me, so I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why.
Oh my goodness, ad comes up. Anyway, there you go. I think we've heard from the woman herself. I think it was very brave of her to do so. To do so. Decisions like this aren't easy. They definitely aren't. So that's really cool. Really cool that we got that from her. And really scummy of VShojo as well. So with that, I am well, I think we'll end the stream there. That's it for today. That is why VShojo is not a Christian anime. It wasn't a Christian anime beforehand, and definitely not now. There we go. To be clear, she's leaving because her corporation stole money from her and her charity. Yes, that's the from the charity she's donating to. So there you go. All right. Tomorrow we have hopefully the Uma Musume stream will follow on. I'm really excited for that. I really want to. I'm happy. I'm happiest when horse racing. So that's the and that I can stream it for you guys with that. So anyway, with that, thank you very much for you all for hanging around me for this much time. Thank you all for coming back to me and coming to watch me stream. It's always an amazing thing to experience, guys. And like this VTubing thing, this streaming thing, this YouTube channel, it doesn't exist without you guys. So I thank you guys that you're you can you make this possible for me, right? Like I could right now I could have a real job and do something else with my life. But thank you guys that I don't get to do that and I get to be online instead, hanging out with you guys. So it's it's a great pleasure for me to do that. So thank you. So yeah, for real. All right, with that, see ya. God bless. Take care.